Let's revise how we parked at the previous lesson. We moved along the middle, passed other cars, and stopped, so that our rear bumper was at the same level as the side of the next car. Then we turned the steering wheel and moved backwards. When the cars were parallel to each other, we stopped, straightened the steering wheel, and moved into the bay. Let's watch it again, but more closely. Our trajectory. Stop, straighten the wheels, put the reverse gear. Our car has been in each of these positions. Stop again. Turn the steering wheel into the straight position and move into the bay. Out of all positions, this intermediate one is the most interesting for us. So why is it interesting? This position, which we first passed and then came back into while turning. The thing is, you can move into this position straight away. In other words, you can move along the left car row and while passing the parking bay, turn the steering wheel abruptly to the right and stop. Then turn the steering wheel to the left, put the reverse gear and move into the bay, just like in the previous lesson. First, until you are parallel to the other car, stop, then turn the steering wheel into the straight position and reverse into the bay. And now a few explications. You should move very closely to the left car row. Then carefully move your car front slightly into your spot. When your car corner will be on the same line as the gray car's corner, turn the steering wheel sharply to the right. Then do not forget to stop. By the way, you should stop just when you see the gray car in your left mirror. That same car that you've just passed. But there is one requirement. There should be a gap, some free space between your car's side and the gray car. And you should see this gap in your mirror. Then stick to the plan. Turn the steering wheel fully to the left, move until you are parallel to the other cars. Stop, straighten the steering wheel and move into the bay. These last actions are the same as at the previous lesson. Click this field to watch that lesson called Bay Parking Lesson. And one more thing. When you move and look into the mirror, do not forget that there are cars in front as well. You should pay equal attention to the mirror and the front cars. And now let's watch the example with the real car. We'll be parking a Chevrolet. This is our parking spot. We are moving near other cars. Try to drive the front of the car slightly into the bay. When you are level with the corner of the white car, sharply turn the steering wheel fully to the side. Stop when you see the white car in the mirror, but don't forget that there might be other cars in front. Turn the steering wheel fully to the other side and move backwards. Carefully watch both cars, the distant and the neighboring ones. Then stop again when the distance to the right and left cars is equal. It is clearly visible in the mirror. Straighten your wheels. And finally, move into the bay. The car is parked. If you cannot park on the first try, it is not a cause for concern. In our first lesson, we found out that you may adjust your position. When you put the reverse gear, there are 3 options. The first option is when you perfectly park into your spot on the first try. We've just studied this option. The second and the third ones are less fortunate, but this is not a tragedy. So, the second option is when you are going to run into a more distant car, or you are too close to it. The third option is when you are too close to the nearest car. No more variants. You may try to think of one, but it'll be pointless. So, in both unfortunate cases, when you see that you are moving in the wrong direction, you need to stop immediately. Let's study the second option. You are too close to a more distant car. By the way, looking into the mirror in this case is not the best solution. Turn round. When you realize you're going to hit another car, you must stop. Straighten your wheels. And drive 1 or 2 meters away. Then stick to our first plan. That is, turn your steering wheel fully to the side and move until you are parallel to the other cars. Stop. Turn the steering wheel into the straight position and reverse into the bay. As for the third variant, when you are too close to the nearest car, it is better to look into the mirror, though you may turn round as well. You may even look out of your window. Have it your way. Experienced drivers usually look into the mirror. So, you can see in your mirror that you are too close to the nearer car. Do not do it like that, by no means. In a manner of speaking, you hit this car. There must be a gap, some space. The most dangerous moment is when your rear wheel moves near the corner of the other car. If there is a gap in this position, even a small one, it is okay. Then this gap will get bigger, and the other car is not dangerous for you. If you see the gap decreases too much, stop, turn the steering wheel at least half turn, then your car will not turn as much. But if you realize the gap decreases too much, no matter what, then again turn the wheel half turn. If this doesn't help, do it again for the third time. This means your steering wheel is in a straight position and your wheels will also become straight. When the wheels are straight, the gap won't decrease. When wheels are straight, the car moves straight and does not turn or move closer to other cars. And if there is a gap, it will remain. But don't forget that there must be a gap. If you lost it, you need to move back. Drive straight ahead just a little to make a gap. Is there a gap? Straighten your steering wheel. When your wheels pass the corner of the other car, return to our main plan. Turn your steering wheel fully to the side and move until you are parallel to the other cars. Stop, turn the steering wheel into the straight position and reverse into the bay. One more example. The situation is the same. We need to come round the corner of the other car. The gap is too small. This is why I straightened the wheels right away. When my rear wheels passed the corner of the other car, I returned to our main plan. Turn your steering wheel fully to the side and move until you are parallel to the other cars. Stop, turn the steering wheel into the straight position, and reverse into the bay. That's all. See you later. The author of this lesson is Sergei Novakshonov. Translated by Ksenia Kogan, Prima Vista Translation Agency. Beginner drivers think that bay parking is very difficult. However, one can always find an easy way to solve this problem.